make a very serious error, in my opinion, when we tend to focus on one region of the world. That's overlooking the fact that the U.S. is a global power. You want to understand what's going on, you have to look at it in a much more global framework, focusing attention on planning in Washington, which, since the Second World War, has dominated most of the world. And they said the problem is that there's a perception among the people of the region that the United States supports corrupt and harsh regimes which prevent democratization and development, and does so because of its interest in controlling Near East oil. Suppose you announce to people, we're going to continue to bomb you unless you turn over to us people who we suspect of crimes, though we're not going to provide you with any evidence and we're going to refuse negotiations. I'm quoting George Bush. That's terrorism in the literal sense, extreme terrorism. There's a sharp assault against the population and against democracy under the cover of you got to be patriotic while I relentlessly pursue my own objectives. So you shut up and I'll be more energetic than I was before. Okay, most forms of racism you have to pretend you're not a racist. So you have to pretend I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm not anti-black. You may be, but you don't advertise it. Anti-Arab racism, you're allowed to advertise. This is way before September 11th. There were atrocities against Europeans, but they were in other countries, not at home. With very marginal exceptions, the conquerors of the world were immune. September 11th destroyed that total immunity, destroyed the total monopoly on violence. The overwhelming predominance, of course, remains, but not the monopoly. You're head of a corporation, you've got to be an immoral monster, otherwise you can't survive as the head of a corporation. If you're part of a state system, you're part of the mafia. And the international affairs runs like the mafia. You know, it's power systems that get away with whatever they can. The United States is more violent because it's more powerful. That happens to be the fact about the way the world is. Well, the world can change, and it has changed.